What's up? My name is Libby Libs Siegel, and I am a 29-year-old producer, writer, and bona fide superhero from Brooklyn, New York. When I got the email about potentially doing this thing where I could share my coming out story and talk with other people about, the struggles of coming out and, everything that goes with that, I was really excited because I actually really enjoy telling my coming out story. Um, Oddly enough, I came out 3 years ago in 2014 when I was 25, going on 26 years old, and I got really lucky because my friends and my family were all really supportive, and I wasn't necessarily ready to come out a long time ago. I struggled with it for a long time. I thought I knew in high school, but I was scared and I didn't know if it was accepted. Um, and then I did men through college and a couple years after college. And then I met this group of friends in 2013, and I started going out with these friends a lot. Some straight girls, a lesbian, a bisexual girl, like just a great diverse group of people. And we would go dancing and we would go singing and we would go drinking. We just had a great time, And one of the girls, she just loved making out. So she would always pull each of us aside and just make out with us at the bar. That was the first time I had ever made out with a woman. And I loved it. And I knew the first time she made out with me that I had to be honest with myself and I had to be honest with other people about who I was. But I just didn't know how to do that. And a couple months later, we all went out to dinner. This is now 2014. We all went out to dinner, and our friend joked, I'm gonna turn you all gay by making out with you all. And of course, she was kidding. You can't turn someone gay, but she she said it, and I just looked, and I was like, well, actually, I I already am. And it was the first time I had really opened up to people here in New York, outside of a few select people who kind of knew what I was going through. Um, and these women just made it so easy. And I opened up to them, and they supported me as I navigated that year of learning how to date again, who holds hands first, who pays, who does, all these things that gender roles have. It doesn't matter. Anyone can pay, and anyone can reach for the hand first, and anyone can kiss first. And they got me through that, and they got me through coming out to my parents, which was its own awesome story. In which I went home for Easter, and my mom and I went to the mall, and I drove because I knew that day I was going to come out. And the thing is, I always wanted to come out to my parents. I never thought that there'd be any issue. Um, I really wanted to come out on my own and not wait till I dated someone either, because I didn't want to come out with someone and make it about that person. This was about me. And my mom and I went to the mall for Easter, or the day before Easter, and as we were driving home from the mall, I turned to my mom and I said, "Mom, could you ever hate me?" And she rolled down her window a little bit, and she took a puff of a cigarette, and she looked out the window and she said, "I guess, like, maybe if you did grand larceny or killed someone, I don't know, maybe." And I paused, like a long pregnant pause. And my mom turned and she goes, "Libby, what the fuck did you do?" And not quite laughing. And I looked at her and I was like, well, actually, I was just going to tell you that I might kind of sort of be dating women. And by kind of sort of, I mean I am. And she looked back out the window and she took another puff of her cigarette and she looked back at me and she said, "Okay, let's go get some ice cream." And that was it. And we went and we got ice cream, and I got a twist cone with rainbow sprinkles, and of course. And it it just happened so simply. And in the moments and the minutes and the months after that moment, and coming out to my friends and eventually my brother and my sister, like every person, it was just this overwhelming sensation of freedom, and a weight was lifted off my shoulders. And since that time, I've been very open about who I am and who I love, because I think it's really important that we be ourselves so that other people feel like they can be themselves. Um, you know, I don't necessarily think that we should have to come out of a closet. I don't think it's very fair. I think, everyone loves who they love, and we should just accept them, and that's life. But unfortunately, it's not like that. So sometimes what I do is, instead of assuming everyone's straight when I meet them, just assume everyone's gay, so everyone has to come out as straight if they're straight. Everyone comes out, or no one comes out. Like, we just don't. We just, love is love, and we should just be able to love whoever we love. Coming out. What a crazy idea that we have to say what sex we're attracted to. And why? Because at some point, and still now, it seems to be an insult for some people to use, oh, they're gay, and they're this, and they're that, and it's like, they're just human. It took me 26 years, I mean, if you don't count my childhood years, because people are still always figuring out who they are and who they love then, but it took me 26 years to come out of the closet. And a lot of that to me is because there were people who wanted to put me in a closet at an early age, in college, in high school, because they thought they knew me better than I knew myself. There is no one to this day that is in my life who I feel like I need to come out to, because they all know, and they all love me just the same. And I don't think there's anyone I need to come out to. But there is, when I think about in life and history, there is someone like who doesn't know me anymore, and I don't know them, but I would, love to sit down with them. In my freshman year of college, they started a rumor about me that I was gay, and I wasn't out yet. And they told everyone, and I cried in my dorm room for an entire night. They used this thing that shouldn't be an insult to upset me. And even 4 years later, in senior year of college, they said, oh yeah, that girl, Libby, she's a lesbian. She just doesn't know it yet. And it really hurt. And so, part of me wishes I could see this person again and sit down with them and have a conversation about that time and tell them, you know what, you were right. But you're right. Your rightness and correctness and your lack of compassion really set me back, and I hope we can talk about this and why it's not okay to do that. Yeah, if I could come out to anyone, I guess it would be that person. I do want to share my story to inspire people, because I think that it's important that we share our stories so other people feel like they can share theirs. I'm a motivated, compassionate, and open human being, and an open book, and my hope is that those personality traits and those things that I hold dear and true to me are things that can help other people to kind of be able to live freely and love freely. I realize that I live in New York, which is one of the most open and accepting places in the world. But I know that there's a lot of places out there where there's no one to stand up for you, and there's no one to stand up with you. And I think we all need to stand up for each other and with each other. And I hope I can do that.